Gee.
Oh my God.
So he was
Well, we hit the
Okay, we're ready. I'd like to call the regular monthly meeting to order. Ms. Foche, will you lead us in a prayer?
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the opportunity to gather together this evening for the purpose of moving our school district forward. Help us to continue to work together to do good things for this community's children and for our staff members. We are grateful for the spirit of teamwork that abounds in our district and for the dedication of our staff, even during the summer months as we prepare for the coming school year. We are truly a blessed school district, and we are grateful for that blessing. These things we pray in your name.
Amen.
Mr. Long, would you lead us in the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Foche, would you do a roll call, please?
Mrs. Acevedo. Here. Mr. Campbell.
Here.
Dr. Kraft is not with us. Mr. Egan.
Here.
Mr. Gaines.
Here.
Mrs. Dysart.
Here.
Mr. England.
Here.
Mrs. Lemoyne.
here.
Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Smith. And Mr. Warner.
Here.
Thank you, ma'am. Item number 4, community concerns, audience participation. Ms. Benezek, is anybody signed up, please?
I do not believe. Let me check. No, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we'll move on to item number 5. Motion to incorporate the report of the July 2018 General Committee meeting into the minutes of the July 2018 regular monthly meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Warner, second by Mr. Smith. Please cast your vote.
Motion passes.
Well, Mr. Warner?
Mr. Warner, it looks like some,
You can only vote once,
telling you.
Mr. Warner.
Can't vote all three. Motion passes 10-0.
I wasn't here then.
I know, somebody was playing with your buttons.
That means we gotta retrain you again?
Okay. Okay. We'll move on to item number 6. Motion to approve the 2018-2019 pupil progression plan.
So moved.
I'll second it.
We have a motion by Mr. Long, second by Ms. Dysart, and we have Ms. Leanne Halton with us.
That's it? We done? No.
Just
Just kidding. Okay. In January, I came before you guys to give you the 2017-18 pupil progression plan, which was late this year because the state gave us the template late. And actually, what I'm coming before you today is the exact same plan. The only thing that was changed was on the front, 2018-2019, because we were allowed to do the same plan 2 years. This, because it was so late last year, they allowed us to do it the same plan this year. So it's actually no changes in it.
No changes. Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Halton? Please, if none, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was easy, huh? Okay. Okay, move on to item number 7, motion to Head Start summary report. This was a recommendation by the committee. We have a motion by Mr. Gaines, second by, let's see, one more, please.
You can think of that.
I know. It's been a long day. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. Okay. Now we'll move on to, please
Gotta vote.
cast your votes. Please cast your votes.
Motion passes 10-0.
Move on to item number 8, motion to approve changes to a strategic plan, action plan 2016 to 2021, recommendation by the committee. Motion by Ms. Estevedo, second by Mr. Campbell. Any questions? This was a recommendation. If not, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Item number 9, personnel changes for the month of July 2018. Mr. Granberry.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How's everything going? Well,
It's going. It's
we
going.
ready? We set for it in 2 weeks?
We're getting there.
We're getting there, huh? All right.
Two additions and one resignation. That means we advanced.
Right. Yes, Mr. Gaines, yes. Correct.
Why are we losing speech therapists, Mr. Gransberry?
We lost a bunch of them. I don't,
They're just very mobile. They tend to be that way. I mean, I don't know.
That means there's salary concerns or?
I think, well, I tell you, I think salaries for our employees, we really need to look at in this coming year. It's about time, hopefully, that we'll be able to do something. I don't think that's the primary reason. I think the last one may have gone to Jefferson that pays a little bit less than we do.
but lives, you know, sometimes
And
it's
sometimes
location.
it's where they live as well.
You know, drive from
Right.
Jefferson to St. Bernard, it's easier to take a little pay cut and stay in Jefferson, you know.
Oh, yeah, I can see. But
And I think one of them
speech
stayed home with
therapist,
kids, you know, had another kid and decided to stay home with the family, you know.
There are various different reasons, I mean, and I think, like Mr. Granberry said, location and family issues are really the primary concerns.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gransberry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Gaines. Anyone else? Mr. Long?
Just briefly, Ms. Voce, talking about salaries, I think with that last salary increase we gave teachers, how long ago was that? Two years maybe?
Oh, at least three.
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 Oh,
And that brought us
yeah.
up, at least our starting salary, I think is equal to St. Tammany and maybe higher than some of the surrounding parishes, correct?
We're higher than Jefferson. We're higher than a lot of the schools in Orleans, which have different schedules.
Right.
St. Tammany and Plaquemine are moving ahead of us. So, but the last one that we gave did put us in that situation, you know, in that status.
And I think it is good that we do start looking at increasing teachers' salaries as soon as we can.
Absolutely.
Great, okay, thank you.
Anyone else? Thank you, Mr. Granberry.
All righty.
Okay, move to item number 10, motion to approve the 2018-2019 transportation routes. This was a recommendation by the committee. Have a motion by Mr. Campbell, second by Ms. Dysart.
Okay, and we got
Hey,
Troublemaker.
got Ms. Kennard up here. How you doing, Julie?
Do y'all need me for anything?
No, you're not finished yet.
We went through just about everything at the committee meeting.
Right, everything right there.
So we're good? Oh, well, you do
Well,
have to
well,
vote,
hold
yes.
on. Hey, somebody might pop up with a question. for you.
Okay, well, no problem, I'm here to answer.
Okay, good. Any questions for Ms. Kennard? Ms. Dysart?
Not for Ms. Kennard, but for Ms. Voce. Well, for Ms. Kennard
I like
also.
those better, it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Enrollment, are we increasing this coming year with registrations, or we're maintaining status quo? And I know more, when we have more enrollment, then sometimes we have to add bus routes, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I think we are, you know, for a while we were seeing those tremendous increases each year. And the number of the increase has slowed, but we've still seen maybe 100 students, 150 students growth. We'll know more after the beginning of the school year. We don't anticipate any large increase in students from what we've seen in registration so far. So I think we're pretty much going to hold steady with where we are.
And our numbers are looking pretty good for by bus, you know, in school, for each school, we're looking good.
Okay, good. And the average number of riders on the bus, I know there's a maximum.
Right, well, it
What's the
depends on what, we try to keep it 44 and less for middle and high school kids, because that's 2 to a seat. And middle and high school, I mean, that's pretty much adult size. And elementary, although some of those can sit 4 to a seat, with 3 to a seat, and we try to keep it under 55.
Okay,
So a few of them have 3 to a seat, and some of them still have 2.
thank you.
No problem.
And great job as usual.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Mr. Gaines?
What's the constant temperature at all our buses?
Well, it depends on the driver, so it's anywhere from about 64 to 74, depending on the driver and the
I think
kids.
it's
Well, it's a
worth-
comfortable range, though.
What's that?
AC.
Oh, the AC, yes,
Yes.
it is. We sent our last full-time bus to go to to get air conditioning this week. So yeah, when we start school, if all goes well, we'll have every bus route will have an air conditioned bus.
Yay,
Yeah, that's great.
that's awesome.
It is.
The thing is, how many school districts in Louisiana have that, case boast about that? We have-
Well, I think obviously it depends on where you're from, but I know nobody around here has all of their fleet, but it's also owner operated and things like that.
Right, right.
Nobody in the nearby parishes have it.
But
Everybody's working on it though, you know?
Yeah, but at least we're keeping our students comfortable.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
That's the main thing.
I think
Thank
so.
you.
Yes.
And,
Thank you.
Judy, do we have a training periods again to go over different situations, like making sure everybody's off the bus, you know,
Yeah,
that we don't have any
and in
problems?
fact, what we did was we purchased a child alert system for every bus last year.
Right.
They were on the new buses anyway. And what it does basically is once you go above 25 miles an hour and you stop, it's going to have a buzzer, and you have to get up out of your driver's seat, go to the back, press the buzzer, and it's just a reminder, really, you
Right.
know. But it's called a child alert monitor. So I think that's just above and over and above precautionary. But you know, I mean, parents forget a child in a car. So I mean, it's just something that you don't ever want to have happen to us. So I think that was a real good purchase for us.
Most definite, and I agree with it 100%. But you know, every once in a while, you hear from a different parish or something like this. Things happen,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
and so I just want to make sure that we're still going refreshing the
Oh,
training.
we have meetings at least every 2 months. We have meetings, and we do meet once a week. And I can grab that radio and give them a few reminders every day. So I do remind them about things like that, just in almost code word. They know what I'm talking about. It's just a little reminder.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else?
Ms. Gennard is not shy over the radio.
I love that radio sometimes.
Okay. No other questions? Please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Thank y'all very
Thank you,
much.
Ms. Kennard.
Okay.
Move on to item number 11, motion to approve the administration's recommendation for student athletic insurance for 2018-2019. This was the recommendation by the committee. A motion by Mr. Long, second by Mr. Warner. Any questions? Yeah, we're good. Good. That being none, please cast your vote.
Motion passes 10-0.
Okay, move on to item number 12, items to be placed on the agenda for next committee meeting. So you have time to get in contact with Ms. Fauché or Ms. Benazak, and you can put something on the agenda 5 days before, okay? So, move on to item number 13, superintendent's recommendation. Ms. Fauché.
Well, just to say, it's really that time of year again. Last week, we just completed our administrative in-service, where for the entire week, all of our principals, assistant principals, central office administrators, instructional coaches, and teacher leaders met for the full week, reviewing last year, setting our goals for this coming year, and getting ready for the opening of school. Our program Teach St. Bernard, which is welcoming our new teachers, those who we are training in our own teacher prep program. We started that on July 5th. And those people have been meeting every day and will up until the beginning of school. Believe it or not, our teachers will arrive next Thursday, August the 2nd. That's how close it is, with the students shortly thereafter, the following week on August the 8th. So we're ready. We're all prepared. We're eagerly waiting the arrival of our students and happy, you know, to see them all come back for the most part. You know.
Right.
I'm sure the parents are very happy that they will be returning as well. One thing I did want to mention, the governor had formed a task force on school safety, and we know that we had a presentation before our school board here a couple of months back on all of the safety measures we have taken within our schools with our crisis and emergency plans, and how we were the first district in the state to partner with LSU's School of the Stevenson Disaster Management Institute with LSU in devising all of the plans if, heaven forbid, anything would happen at one of our schools. But in this, with this governor's task force, one of the things that he asked the state police to do was to visit all of the schools throughout the state prior to the opening of school and do just a little walkthrough and check and ask about our plans and take a look at the exterior facilities. So that is taking place this week in our school district, and they have been to our high school and middle schools, and we'll finish with the elementaries, and we're getting glowing reports on our safety plans and these arrangements that we have with all of the local entities within St. Bernard Parish, with the Sheriff's Department, with the Fire Department, the Ambulance Service, the Office of Emergency Preparedness, and all of our school personnel. So we're really very pleased with, I guess, those assessments that are happening right now. So I just wanted to inform y'all that that is occurring as we speak. Okay.
That's it, Ms. Forte?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, move on to item number 14, adjournment. Mr. Campbell, second by Ms. Escovedo. All in favor? Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Good night, everyone.